Daddy, we left me drink, cocktail in the field. I love my drink like Champions League. Every 25 tips, even the only field. Man, I better be road like a Ferrari. We got a bunch, I said I love of the tweet. Create my own leagues, and off we come.
Running on though, here's Canapri, he's on a hat-trick and he's in!
This is Corner Flag Talk.
Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of the Corner Flag Talk podcast. This is the first time we're actually going to go live to do an episode, and it will be a regular thing for the remainder of at least this Premier League season, and who knows, we might continue to do this from further on from there. I am here as always with my co-host Virgil. Virgil, was it good?
Yeah, we're here enjoying talking about football. We're here trying to bring some entertainment because the league practically done. So
Virgil, Ole became the longest single campaign winners of the Premier League.
Yeah,
until Thursday.
Yeah, it's true.
Congrats to Liverpool. Congrats to any Liverpool fan joining into the stream. We know that you guys have waited long and hard, especially those who jumped on the bandwagon in the last 2 years. Just kidding, guys. But in all seriousness, congrats to Liverpool. Congrats to, Jurgen Klopp and his man. They really did work hard. And while the league did not really make it that difficult for them with the quality that the league probably has been, there is no doubting how much they deserve the league this year. There's no doubt in the fight that they put in. I mean, look, after they went 96 to 97 points with Manchester City last year, it was 98, right? Or it was on 98, there was on 97.
98.
Right? Nobody expected them to be able to come back at this strength again this year. People thought that because of how, not necessarily thin their squad is, but the disparity in quality between the starting 11 and the depth in the squad, nobody thought that they'd be able to come back to fight the title so vigorously, so vigorously this year. And actually people thought that Man City, myself included, that Man City with the depth they had would have been better equipped for it, and so it so showed that it was actually kind of like the opposite,
Yeah.
1 or 2 key injuries to Manchester City, as well as some poor form from other key individuals, allowed Liverpool to really became the favorites for the title this season, as well as a lack of other contenders. People probably thought that Spurs, after being so good on the mercy of Pochettino for so much years, and a summer with investment, might have been able to jump and fight for the title. Actually that's kind of it. I mean, nobody really fooled themselves that they thought that Liverpool. I don't think nobody thought United was going to go and push for the title. I don't think people thought Chelsea would have actually been as good as they have been. And definitely nobody thought, not even me, thought Arsenal was going to be that good. So here we are, Liverpool, our Premier League champs. They won 4-0 against Burnley. And it was a really good showing by them. Trent with a beautiful free kick. Yeah. Really, really good free kick. And then on the next day, we saw another free kick from KDB against Man City as he tried to put off their Premier League party. During those games, you saw Manchester United winning 3-0. Anthony Martial became the first person from Manchester United to score a Premier League hat-trick since Virgil. Since who?
Oh, it's for United?
Yes.
And that's since Van Persie?
Since Van Persie in 2013.
Wow, look how long that is now.
No, that was against Aston Villa. Aston Villa man should go get relegated and come back. I still have to wait to see a man score a hat-trick from Manchester United. But hey, it did happen against the third choice goalkeeper and 37 Phil Jagielka. Okay. You're not fighting on the man. It was a good game from Anthony Martial. I have been one of the people that criticize the consistency. And hey, at the end of the day, you beat two in front of you and to score a hat-trick. And the first one in 7 years for a club as big as Manchester United is some feat to have. I must say against Sheffield, though, not so much against Norwich in the cup, but I mean, I know that was a rotated side, but against Sheffield, Manchester United to me looked really good.
Yep.
And they finally look to be having a 11 of not just stars, but 11 of quality again, there's a few positions that could do with a bit more, not just quality, but also experience, like I think Mason Greenwood is going to be a phenomenal player. I'm not too sure yet if he's ready to be a starter for a Champions League contending club, possibly out of position on the right wing. Bruno and Pogba, oh god, Pogba has been really good since he came back. I really love everything about the guy. The man looks driven again.
Yeah.
Matic looks to provide a good base for all these attackers going forward. And United really seem to be on track on something, you know. I think I've been one of the few who actually thought that I think Ole is a decent manager. Okay, I don't think that he's like some ultimate tactician, but kind of not on the same level either as Zidane yet, but like kind of similar to Zidane where they have a good game plan.
The high bar you said there, no?
Well, all right, that's what I'm saying.
high
Not on the
bar.
same level, but like along the same ideology rather.
Where
That
you
they have a
where you
game
came
plan.
from? You came from where?
Some team in Norway, dog. I don't know. Michelin or something like that.
Okay, yeah. That you know, that's the example.
But we're seeing the fruits of it, you know, that I guess it's the bigger teams, they have a game plan and their record against the nominal Big Six this season has been really good. Against all the teams, they have got recorded wins, except against Arsenal. And I guess the smaller teams now, they have players like Pogba, Rashford, Bruno, who are able to pick the locks for them, you know. And, you know, maybe we might be seeing United returning to the summit of English football once again.
And that's the standard for United there, because remember, going up against you all see it's two different Uniteds just play whenever they play against a defensive team and an attacking team. You know, once they have, if the team sit back, they do have that spark in midfield to create any chances, because when they had Mata on the line on him, with age he was just losing, you know, what we once knew Mata for.
Yeah.
And then by bringing in Bruno and now Pogba catching back his form, because that Pogba was there to do break down, you know, help them create a little, put some creativity in the midfield.
Yeah.
And as I say, with these two players now, obviously United still have a lot more room, a lot more things they need to fix. But you're seeing where the spark come from, where the glue coming, that hole in the midfield together, you're seeing it coming out. And with this United side that becoming more attacking, and as I just said, they have young, fast, quick talent. They have Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, which is not really a bad option. You know, realistically, if United want to challenge all France, they can't really rely on Greenwood too much, just for his development also too. Because you don't want to throw him out there and just, you know, that do happen for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad option to have. If you can't go out and get a player, or it's have reports that Sanchez come back and Sanchez ready to be fully committed to United. If he also not informed, that's also another bad option to have, you know, to throw on the field.
I gotta say this, yeah, and I have a man who getting paid 350,000 to just waste away on the sidelines right now. But I don't think nobody want a bench player who get paid 400,000 a week, though. But I get what you're saying now, though. You know, United really does look like they get back to being competitive again, you know. And when we look at their remaining fixtures, you know, their running looks really good. None of the Big Six. The hardest team that they have to play, neutrally speaking, would be Leicester City, and that's coming out to the dregs of the season. So United running to make the top 4, or what could end up being the top 5, looks to be well in their hands, you know.
And you know, you'll look at the remaining fixtures and you'll say, okay, they don't have to run with any of the top 4 right now. Yeah. You can't really look at that now and say, okay, that's good for United, because look at the record against the top 4. They perform well against the top 4. They beat Man City, they beat Chelsea, 3 times for the season. Yeah. And they
get a fourth opportunity.
Yeah, they get a fourth opportunity, and they did. And well, you know, that Liverpool side was miles ahead of everybody this season.
That's actually real funny, I find out, because like, you know, they gonna face them 4 times this season, right? I remember it had a season that we faced Chelsea 5 times, though, and that was so annoying, though. Like, okay, guys, we get the point. Like, we beat them in the Community Shield, then we played them twice in league. Both games drew, and then we drew again 0-0 in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and then ended up winning the second leg, just to go and get smashed by City in the finals. Because, I mean, only win the cup like, what, 3 years in a row now? 4 years in a row now?
Yeah, 4 years.
That's ridiculous, dog. But, yeah, talk about Chelsea. Chelsea didn't necessarily have the easiest run of fixtures. We saw some little trend that we see coming back out since the teams jump back out for the restart, is that a lot of the teams that are getting results, getting points, teams that are nominally counter-attacking teams that sit deep and look to break on others, right? Pause. Whoa.
Yo, I was wondering.
Whoa, that was bad. That was real bad. However, when we look at the first match they back, we saw like Newcastle picking up a win against Sheffield. We saw Crystal Palace winning against Bournemouth. Crystal Palace winning against, it wasn't Bournemouth, it was some other team. Wolves beaten Bournemouth away from home. Arsenal loses to Brighton. And we saw a lot of the teams that rely on counter-attacking ability winning. And Aston Villa looked to seek to do that against Chelsea. And Chelsea managed to beat that out. Then Chelsea employed that same tactic against City. Yeah. They won that game as well. And then they played Leicester again yesterday. And won again as well. And Chelsea look to have come out of this break well in form. And no man is at the center it more than Captain America himself, Christian Pulisic. He looks to be ripe in form and looks to be making up for lost time that he missed through the last couple of months through injury, you know. And but I want to get your thoughts on, Christian Pulisic thus far since he restart.
Well, I've been a fan of Pulisic from since Dortmund. So what he doing at Chelsea is not really a big surprise. Although, that goal was well taken, although it was a mistake. But still, to capitalize on it, that's the game plan Frank implement for that game. But that this league was always going to be, a step up for him. Because being in Bundesliga, a lot of games will be a lot of slow pace. And you're seeing him in his element here. Fast pace. He could hit teams on the counter attack. This is what Frank wanted him for. And you're looking at him with these players here around. And as I was talking to one of my Chelsea partners, I was saying, him with co-position at midfield. Once you get a ball playing midfielder, a creator to just send him down that wing, and if they bring the likes of Avuna, well, that is already nailed on. Look how dangerous that going to look. You have that pace come, and this whole Chelsea side is full of pace. So this is a perfect club for him. From just slotting so easy, because you have him, you have Hudson, you have Tammy, Werner. Jesus, yeah. Hey, this
and this is not the first time we see a good solo run from him that resulted in a goal. We saw him against Liverpool in the UEFA Super Cup, where he had a really good outing there on his full debut for Chelsea. We saw a good one here. Admittedly, came from a mistake, but he did well, not just to get past Mendy, but to get past the port and eventually scoring against Edison.
And the finish too.
The finish was real good, and I think that people kind of fight a little bit just because he's American. But he's only 20 years old, 21 years old, and there's a lot to come from the young Pulisic still in his very short English career. We're already seeing good spurts of it already. Speaking about Chelsea and just wrapping up on this, Frank has used a lot of players since he restarted, and I think he's showing the quality of depth that he has, not just in terms of the personnel, but their personnel's experience as well. And I think that is a major difference between his use of youths as compared to a club who isn't doing that well in Arsenal. And is that when we look at the youths that Chelsea have, it's not somebody other than Billy Gilmore. It's not somebody fresh out the academy. Tammy Abraham had loads at Bristol, Swansea, and Aston Villa, all of which went well. Even Swansea, even though some people didn't think that well, that man scored like 10 plus goals for a team to get relegated. That's pretty good, right? We look at Mason Mount, went on loan twice. Look at Zuma, went on loan a couple of times, came back. Who has been excellent since the restart, but people don't want to say that. Excellent against Leicester City, sorry. But, yeah. Reece James went on loan to Wigan already last season, can't remember, but got player of the year for them, and I'm sure I'm leaving out others. But you look at all these young players coming back, and they have experience that could be utilized in a well-rotated squad. And so far, 3 games played, 3 wins, 5 goals scored, only 2 conceded. That's not bad at all. And a really good look on Frank Lampard in his first year as Chelsea coach,
Yeah, and just looking at how all this came about, all this wasn't so much Chelsea plan.
It's true.
This happened from that whole band coming there. This is a perfect example of, just use what they have. And you're seeing there, Southgate looking at look at these Chelsea players as the future of England. You have all this big pool of young English talent to choose from. And with all them being able to play in the side together, hopefully to be able to play in national team together under England legend.
And let me make you a little happy to already seeing that. I know we talking about English players looking good though. None other than the Stockport in Iniesta dog.
Yeah, we get to fill a point. But I don't want to take the shine off Chelsea because I have moments of being biased, but I have to praise them when I had to get Jack the jacket. But for that, I saying look at that, everything you call there, that the young pool there, and they have a lot of people who challenging for places in the England squad. You're seeing that this this is not what Chelsea, realistically, no Chelsea fan really thought, okay, this is going to be it. From being the club of never playing youth players, putting it in the clause of, yo, they put a gun to a manager head to play youth players, and now the hand was forced. They forced and they had to play all these youth players, and now look how they show. Look at Mount. Jeez, Mason Mount and Rich James. If they don't go on to get any chance of just being fit in that England squad, England going to miss out.
And when we look at the table now as we wrap up on Chelsea, Chelsea are currently at 54 points, Leicester on 55, who have not done well in the restart in the last 5 games. They have just the solitary win against Aston Villa, whereas Chelsea, the opposite, have 4 wins in their last 5. And like as we said, some big scouts being cleared in that time period, such as beating Manchester City as well as beating Spurs 5 matches back, And whereas I look at some point that Chelsea was kind of shaky, they stay in the top 4 now. They look at the press on with the advantage and probably finish third ahead of the Foxes, Moving on now, I guess we can talk about my club. So, Arsenal actually won a game. Who knew that was actually possible? And the one bright spot in all of this has been Saka, and somebody asked me this week if I saw him as a utility player and was more thoughts on him, and it's not that. I think that the difference with him and what would have been a utility player is that the quality he has. It's not that he's being moved around to fill a slot, but he's rather being moved around because of the quality that he has and is needed in certain areas of the pitch. In the last 3 matches, we've seen him use, not 3 Premier League matches, sorry, but the last 3 games, we saw he been using different roles. He's used as a left wing back against against Southampton. He uses a left central midfielder against Brighton. He uses as a left winger against Sheffield in the Cup. And in all 3 games, he looked really well. Came out with an assist in one of them. And his dribble, his movement, his everything has been so good. And in a club that's in a really bad spot right now in contract negotiations, in terms of where they are on the table and the state of the squad right now and the amount of overtime they need to do. Players like him and Martinelli are some bright spots in this club right now, and he is really one of the driving forces going forward, and the more and more that he plays with Pepe, the more you see the link up. Pepe now has 16 goal contributions in all competition this season. 8 of those came in 11 starts under Arteta, which shows the influence he's been having on Pepe so far. And when we looked at how the score was rotated against Sheffield, I saw so much of a better influence from Pepe. And to my sadness, I guess, the reason for that to me was because Bellerin didn't play. And also because Ceballos didn't play. Although, he came on and scored the winner, but that's not the point. Before that, the starting 2 with him was Ainsley Maitland-Niles, played right wing back, and the right central midfielder was Ceballos. And those, was Willock. And those 2 players provided way more support for Pepe than when Bellerin plays and when Ceballos plays. They showed an average position map for both games. One against Southampton and Brighton, and then one against Sheffield. 2 games where Ceballos and Bellerin played, and then the other one where Maitland-Niles and Willock played. And Pepe's average position was so much higher on the pitch. And here was a penalty he scored against Sheffield. But his entire game was good. He was driving at them. He was taking them back. He was putting them back at times. And everything that we did good going forward involved Nicolas Pepe on the day. And that's more what we need to do because, at the end of the day, though, the man's a $32 million signing. We need to make him work. We are not Manchester City. We are not United. And I'm not saying that as like, all the rich, all is the problem in the league. I'm not saying it from that point of view. I'm saying that when we make investments, we need to make them work. Because if they don't, we don't have the finances of a Manchester United. They say, oh, well, it didn't work, we'll just buy next fella. It's not that simple, And the more and more that I see that he gets better supported, the more I see he's having influence on this team. Somebody told me that they don't find he has enough desire. Yes, I agree with that as well. I think he needs to be a little bit more hungry to influence the game. But I think that should come with time and with responsibility. I think right now, like, is the big dog in the attack. And everything seems to go through him. But as we kind of win off of Auba, since he doesn't look like he's staying. But as we win off of Auba, we go towards Pepe, and I've seen more influence from the Ivorian, But in those last 2 matches, we won 2-1 and 2-0. In the 2-0, we look a lot better defensively. Players like Rob Holding had a phenomenal game. And those people who know me know that I know that he's very limited, but he's somebody that I really like. So, you know, if he could actually be, you know, pretty decent in our really garbage defensive players like David Luiz and Socrates and them kind of men, then, you know, all good. Speaking about English, bright lights.
Yeah.
There's the stopwatch Phil Foden, who has been phenomenal since the restart. Why didn't he play against Chelsea, Virgil? Why didn't he start?
He had a little allegedly injury, problem from the last game. But as I say, he looked bright from the restart, and this is what we wanted. Pep, I'll take a lot of excuses coming out. I'm not going to sit here and be like, okay, the whole reason why. But you can see that one bright thing coming out of this whole game behind closed doors. Not that he needs it, but there's no pressure really, no pressure on the fans. You have no pressure to perform. Running. So you see them trying a lot of things. You see them, just they having fun because he's still young, he's still enjoying his football. And not to say that he in a team where he have to provide any spark, he just had to play his football. He around David Silva, De Bruyne, Gundogan. He have Sterling helping him, Gabriel making sure he any play. And Phil is coming on and getting enough game time right now, and his ambition would be to obviously get to the England squad, as what Southgate said. Southgate said once Phil gets more game time, he will obviously be, in contention for that England call-up. But things just going good for him, and, me personally, I'm just glad for that the whole league finished, and, every Liverpool could just celebrate their title. Everybody else could just continue achieving what they're trying to achieve. And things good for us. We comfortable in second.
So the whole is going to just show the title. You don't think all can just give you that 3 points on the first day, dog?
Yeah, but hey, we have a history with Arsenal, you know. The City have a history with Arsenal. that season we play Arsenal in the final and play them after in the league.
And look, we had to play all in the semi-final League Cup now,
right?
And Arteta going to get revenge, though.
Look, yes, Arteta's going to score a goal, right? I know for a fact Arteta's going to score. Arsenal going to make Arteta look like Pep next 2 seasons, yes?
Oh my God.
But yeah.
It's all things kind of actually set up for to redo the 2017 FA Cup though. So the final for that was Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and it was Spurs, Yeah. This time it was United, and it was Chelsea versus Spurs, and when Chelsea won 4-2, if I remember right, and Matic scored a rocket again. You kind of had that every now and again.
Yeah,
and then we beat all the 2-1 in extra time when Sanchez scored. And that man was like the king of Wembley for us. Man had 6 goals in 4 appearances, some dotishness like that.
Now City is king of City is the our
king
second
empty stadiums.
Our second home stadium is Wembley.
Okay.
The 10th time we back in Wembley,
Yeah, well, I mean, all you're going to the blast the community. She final every
dog is come on.
All right, Virgil. All right.
But hey, I feel like with everything, because it was unfortunate how the season started for Arteta. I'm just looking at all those teams there.
Honestly, I think if he had this team from the get go, we'd have been in a way better position now.
Yeah, because
I actually think we would have been closer to 4th though.
Because the players he have there is the young players he have as young energetic players, and he have that he not on this whole pass the ball and say you pass the ball you move similar to Pep.
Yeah.
You see Arsenal players starting to move more, starting to create more chances now that Arteta there. And he have the personnel. He have these players. They're obviously not going to be no big world beaters, but there's these players that have potential.
Yeah.
And that's what Arteta have. Arteta is still a young manager that is working his way up.
Yeah, and he learning though. That things in his game that are still unnecessary. Like his in-game management, I ain't necessarily a fan of. But tactics-wise and everything, I agree with everything that he does. He has shown great tactical flexibility. He's picked teams that could switch between a back 3 and a back 4 sometimes during game. And now sometimes I wonder if that could be too much because that was the problem with Emery, that he tried to do too much at the same time. So far I haven't seen any problem. And I think a big part of that is because these players feel an attachment to him so that they feel invested in his vision. And I think that was a big problem with Emery, was a lack of communication and a lack of attachment to the team.
Well, yeah, Emery couldn't communicate in the first place. So.
But looking forward, and we want to go to the other leagues before we take too long. In Barcelona, they drop points again, and now instead of being level with With Real Madrid, they are now 2 points behind. And the big thing's even more confusing. They just organize a swap deal between Miralem Pjanic and Arthur Melo. I have no idea what is like the purpose behind that deal.
I have no idea. They
like
have
in that tiki-taka side, right? Where Pjanic is going to play? He's going to play deep midfield, right?
Yeah.
Based on that Frankie and Busquets position.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
You have Barca. All you have a Messi that's 33 years of age, a Suarez that's 33 years of age, a Busquets that's 31. You only have
PK who's like 34.
Yeah, all you have Pjanic that come in. He is 31 going on. He's 30 going on 31.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
Vidal still there?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And look,
Jordi Alba in his 30s too, though.
look at that. And don't get me wrong, you know.
No, Pjanic is not a good player.
No, it's not that.
that.
Barca have it hard right now, you know.
Virgil, I tell you though, the only club worse at transfer dealings than Arsenal and Man U is Barca. You know? The only lucky thing that they have, dog, is that they have Messi. So that they can go and buy 10 pieces of wood and put that on the field on Messi. It don't matter though, because he'll just win. Right? But now we're seeing that he don't necessarily can't do it on his own anymore, dog. And he need help. But had no help in that team.
Yeah, because every Barca game is Barca versus whoever, and Griezmann, you know. Griezmann just in his own little world, just trying to
Now
do
imagine
something,
a
you know.
16-year-old and fatty dog comes in and has a bigger influence in games.
Imagine Braithwaite come in
Yeah,
and
that
have
even
more
worse,
influence
dog.
than Griezmann.
Dog, I don't know if I remember, dog. Braithwaite was playing in the championship with Middlesbrough. Yo, whoever thought it was a good idea to sign Griezmann, they're going to call me now. I'll tell all you to do this transfer thing now. Because why would ever somebody who plays as a second striker, as a Roman striker, off of a target man, come to play tiki-taka football at Barcelona, where the only person who has a free roam role is Lionel Messi, who, you know, if we be honest, is a little bit better than Griezmann, though, so there's no way Griezmann was going to take his place.
Nah, and from all those ages that we call out there, but you know, I just like to focus on the youth players, because you know, Barca Academy, City Academy, and I'll give you the academy if you have a good academy. But I just like to focus on young players too. You see what Madrid did, because we talked about this in a previous episode. Madrid signing up a set of young players. Madrid has a team that they could play now, and they could rest that first team and put out a second team and still have enough pace to challenge anybody in the league.
Yeah.
Barca can't do that. And the reason why is I don't know what's going on there, but Barca has lost out to real plenty youth players. They had a player, a real good striker, that end up going Juventus Academy. Well, we get Eric Garcia from them. I don't know how, but I really like Eric Garcia. We get him from him. It's at some Olmo come from Barca Academy. Look where Olmo. These are all and the
Kubo fella who just signed for Real this summer went on to Mallorca. He was
there, and you're seeing it's about
players not staying there.
With Barcelona of their youth players leaving to go. I think it had somebody else that went.
I mean, like Bellerin came from the Arnold too, though.
You're looking at these youth players from Barcelona, like this Barca Academy known for, you're seeing all the big names that this Barca Academy has brought to the first team. And now it just seems that when it comes to youth players...
Because I remember Martinelli went on trial there too, though, and he decided not to stay.
Yeah, it's a right back that we signed. Look, City signed a right back. We don't need no right back. We beat Barca, they signed him. And you really think that these players don't really want to go Barca. Don't really want to go Barca. We don't know what causing that. But after this generation after Messi leave, after Suarez leave, what you going to have? You're going to have Fati. You're going to have Du Young. And before this deal happened, tell me how threatening this song. You're going to have Arthur. Arthur's not no big name. Arthur,
but at least Arthur was like a building block or something.
Arthur, you know those players you call on a sweat, and you know that they could stand up there and pass the ball left, right, like that.
Oh, nah, you're cool.
Dog, the man could. Arthur good in what league? Now
the man can real pass on things.
The man understands.
That's kind of all I need to do.
Yeah, he understands the base of football good. to see, I don't understand sense behind this transfer. I really don't understand sense behind it. Piano, don't get me wrong, Piano is a good player, but realistic. Barca, are you going to replace 6 different players when they get old? You can't do that. FFP. And realistically, why are you selling your young players like that?
You're not wrong. I definitely not fighting. Yeah.
I tell you.
As we talked about before, Real Madrid, from before, they had the injuries. They get back the players fit. They look the better side.
Yeah, I think the difference is just that, like I said before, that Real Madrid are in a spot where they have players who understand the style of play that I almost say Varane, that Zidane wants to play them. These players have known it for a couple of years, whereas after being under Valverde for 2-3 years, whatever it was, playing a different style of football, to learn back tiki-taka. There's some players here that just never played that. Even before that, under Luis Enrique, it wasn't totally tiki-taka, but it's like a mix between possession and tiki-taka and counter-attacking football a little bit. So, yeah, there's that. Looking ahead at Real Madrid, though, you see the assist from Benzema to Casemiro, though. It was beautiful, though. It was one of the best back heels you'll ever see, though. It was fantastic. And I think Benzema is the first player in a while that might actually challenge Messi for Player of the Year in Barcelona, in Spain. Now, I don't think he'll win it because Messi kind of tops goals, assists, chances created, final third passes, dribbles completed, shots on target, goes outside the box. Everything. But the way that Benzema, now the difference is that Benzema has a platform to play off of, such that Real Madrid have a good defense, and therefore when the ball reaches him, he knows he just needs to make one of these chances. But whereas with Barca, Messi probably feels like he needs to make every chance count because he doesn't know how much they'll concede. They've only kept 1 clean sheet since he restarted, or 2 clean sheets rather, but they haven't conceded a decent amount of chances at the very least. And yeah, Hazard had a mediocre game again, but I mean, it really and truly don't matter as long as Benzema is informed. His goals, his assists, his everything again from him. A phenomenal goal against Valencia a couple of matches back, and yeah, in G1 League everything kind of is how it is, and not much change there. And in Italy, before we talk about the football in Italy, did you hear about Lukaku? So the game was 2-1 up. It is about a way where it's during the game, and obviously there's no fans, so you hear what the players say, right? And there's counter, and Victor was getting the box, so you hear Lukaku, but Victor, because he wasn't across there, right? Was this mess up the cross, and he was like, Victor F off though, like real loud. It was like real funny because he said it was so much anger. It's like, yo, this is supposed to be going to like we just don't hear though. But I mean, it was just real funny. But
that's the atmosphere to break confidence.
Exactly.
Man, striker, you have to feel like you watch your defense like, you see a mistake, you just shout out, I know we shouldn't play this man.
Yeah, that's exactly what come on.
I know that Louisiana people get plenty of that to do with it. When that will get a red card, I swear when they get Aubameyang shot, I don't know why this man had to come with it.
Yeah, I mean, so, let me wrap up now so people don't get bored. So it just stays in third, Lazio in second, just 4 points off of Juventus in first, but I mean, maybe really more like Juventus are going to just see out this and they'll win the title. In the most recent match, AC Milan won 2-0 against Roma as they seek to make a Europa League spot. Napoli also won 3-1, Inter won 2-1 away from Parma, as we just said. Lazio also won 2-1 this weekend, and last Juventus won 4-0 against Lecce on Friday. And guys, that basically wraps it up. And for those of you who joined us on live, we really appreciate it. If you came late and you missed stuff, you'll be seeing you'll see the recorded version of this out tomorrow, sometime in the morning as we release it. And this is how we will be for more than likely for the rest of the footballing season. Now, it was announced that the German transfer window will be opening on the 15th of July, and we'll be able to give you guys updates on those as we come along. You know, we probably have some transfer episodes, talk about some speculation, realistic, how it should be, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, Rachel, thanks as always for joining, man. Catch you guys next time. See you soon. Take it easy. Later.